you take your plug out, okay? And then if your job lasted a day or 2 or 3, whatever, when you came back to work, then you plug at the end.
Right.
So it rotates. So in other words, everybody had an equal chance of getting a job.
But the key was getting there early then.
No, because everybody didn't get a job every day.
So it wasn't.
Like you wasn't there, so you don't know.
So how did they determine then who would?
Like I said, we had a plug system. My plug was 680. We had a board, and each person had a plug, and we had holes in the plug. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the first person who got there the first day, he would be the number 1 person.
That's what I'm saying. So
but wait a minute though. But he could be number 1, and I could be number 40. Okay? So if they only called 1 person that day, that 1 guy would get the job, and if it was for 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days, but when he came back to the union hall, he would not go back to number 1. He would go if it's 50 plugs, he would be number 50.
Right.
And
it rotated.
And it rotated. It's like I was 40.
Right.
When he got the job, that meant I was 39. So that's how that worked. And when I went in the post office, I didn't put it on that I was arrested, put in jail. So they laid me off, but I finally got the job back again.
They laid you off because they found out?
Yeah, they do. You know how they check your records.
So you actually got the job, and then they found out, and then they didn't fire you. They laid you off.
Well, they laid me off.
Well, they investigated it?
Well, no, they'd already investigated it. That's why they laid me off. But then I explained, and then they rehired me. And then after that, they wanted us all to pay that Social Security. In other words, by us drawing that money and I'd go into jail, they said that I owed, I don't know, I'll just put up a figure, say I owed $2,000 that I had to pay back. And I'll never forget, I'm in the house, and the man, the FBI man or Social Security man came to the house, and he wanted the keys to the car, and I wouldn't give him the keys to the car. And he went out and put tape on all the doors and put the police thing on it. Say, if you open this car, you're going to jail. I don't remember what happened. I do remember that part of it. And I fought that for a long time, and I was surprised that even when I started drawing Social Security here, is that because I never paid it back. I paid parts of it back.
So you fought it and it went away.
And it just went away, yeah. And I thought once I filed for Social Security after I turned the age, that they would have checked back. But I guess they only checked back so far.
Well, that was 100 years ago.
That was 100 years ago. Yeah, this is true.
They had paper trails. It wasn't computers.
Yeah, that's right. The paper trail.
Files.
That's right. It was just files.
Paper files. It couldn't have been a computer back then.
Oh, you're right. That's what they could have easily done if it was, because all they had to do was press the button.
It would be in the system.
Yeah, it'd be in the system. But all they had was files.
And then you stayed with the post office.
Yeah, I stayed with the post office. Yeah.
And relocated here then. So you got it there?
Yeah, I worked in the post office there. Then I took the exam here. I knew I was going to move back, and took the exam there the second time. And they told me I passed it, so I told them to transfer my rating to DC effective July 1st of that year.
Right.
So it must have been, that was 58. So 58 I quit, resigned from the post office. And
I was 5.
Huh?
I was 5 then when you came out here, and you weren't born yet. How old are you now?
I was born 59.
Nice. So you were born here.
Yeah, and came here. In fact, drove a trailer, put all the furniture in the trailer, and see, your mother couldn't drive, so I drove all the way back from California.
3 days.
Yeah, 3 days. Yeah, 2 days and 3 nights. And that's steady driving. I only remember stopping once. Went to go to sleep, and that was possibly 4 or 5 hours after we left California. I stopped and went to sleep for an hour or so, and then just went on through, taking that, what do you call them pills? No dose pills, and drove the trailer all the way back here, and then parked the car over at on 9th Street and put the furniture in the garage on 9th Street, and then I was waiting for my check. And I finally found out the check was downtown, $1,500, and that was for my retirement money. So
From the union?
No, that was from retirement from the post office, because I'd quit. Retirement from California.
Right.
So the lady had the check. She said, and that time they had just called me for the post office here. And she said, you're working now. I don't have to give you that check. And I don't know what I said to her, but she gave me the check. And this is how I bought the house.
Right.
And I think I needed $200 more to, open up the house and everything. So my brother sent us $200 to get everything squared away. So that's the way it happened.
Well, so you bought the house before you even started working here on the
No,
West
I had
East
started
Coast.
working. I think I moved here in July, and I think I started working in August, or probably August. I was only here
bought
about
it
a
in
month.
58.
But yeah, and in '58, and yeah.
Wow, it's amazing. And then you started driving cabs.
And I started driving cab a year later because I needed a second
Just a
job.
year later.
A year later, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were working both.
Oh yeah. And I worked both from
So starting at 59.
59 from
And
that.
you're still doing it.
And I'm still doing it, yeah.
1959. You're still doing it.
Yeah, hard work.
That's 52.
No, that's,
52 years.
yeah, 41, 52 years, yeah.
And yellow cab the whole time?
No, I had another cab, gray top, when I first started. You need to make that money. And we would deliver fruit baskets on, these pretty fruit baskets for Christmas. And what I was the devil. Some white lady would have a fruit basket that was worth $40, $50. I would take the label off the $40, $50 and put a cheap label on it and keep the $40, $50 label, and I'd keep the fruit basket, and I gave it to. Well, I had 2 or 3 friends. They thought I was the best person in the world because I gave them those $40 fruit baskets. I guess for maybe 10 or 15 years I did it. And I would deliver them in the mail truck. And if they caught me, they would have fired me. I know. I'd go to work and
So you're saying that they never got it. They never got the fruit basket.
they would get the fruit basket, but see, it's just like you sending Lydia a fruit basket.
So you'd replace it then with another one?
No, you would send Lydia a fruit basket.
Right.
You're paying $40 or $50 for the fruit basket.
Right.
Lydia gets the fruit basket, but it's only a $10 fruit basket. But see, all you know, Lydia will say thanks for the fruit basket.
So you replaced it then.
Yeah.
You would buy
Yeah.
a cheap one.
No, I wouldn't buy a cheap one. No, I would take the label off a cheap one, and to label off a cheap one and put it on that one.
Well, somebody did get
And then, well, yeah, the cheap basket somebody wouldn't get them.
So you weren't buying the cheap ones.
No, I wasn't
you would
buying-
take a cheap one.
Yeah. And survive, matter of survival, man. It was a matter of survival of the fittest. That's what it was. And then I started driving cab. I might have told Lydia. I think I did tell Lydia. I talked to her for about 20 minutes. And I just started driving cab. And at that time, you know, the policeman would fix tickets for you. And, you know, when you're young, you're driving fast. So I'd gotten a couple speeding tickets, or a couple running the red light or something. And the officer, at that time, you know, they didn't have cars. They would walk. So, you know, they would come through here all the time. And so I got to know this
Walking
guy.
through here.
Huh?
So walking through here.
Well, you know, they were patrol.
Right.
But, you know, they didn't have the
They
cars.
didn't have cars.
Then, so they would just, you know, they would walk to different neighborhoods. So we became friends, and what he would do, he would fix my tickets. I'd give him maybe $10 or $15,